We are discussing the chapter of employment. So in this class we are going to discuss about casualization and informationalization of workforce. Now let us know the meaning of the word casualization. It is a situation when more and more workers are hired on casual or contract position rather than full-time or permanent employees. So the percentage of casual hired workers in the total workforce tend to rise. Casual and contract workers are hired for short period. Often, the casual workers are deprived of health and insurance benefits as well as available to the permanent full-time employees. Due to the lack of long-term commitments, the casual workers face the risk of job insecurity. Now, causes of increasing this incidence of casualization. The main causes are the bulk of self-employed workforce is found in the rural areas. People work on their farms and field, not because everybody is gainful employed, not because everybody is contributing to the output, but simply because many of them are not getting non-firm jobs even when they wish to migrate. They are employed on the firms only for the name's sake. In fact, they are disguisedly unemployed. Taking a chance for opportunities, these marginal workers tend to migrate in the urban areas. They get employment only as a casual workers or as a daily wages. This is the story of the unskilled workers leading to casualization employment. Even the skilled workers in the urban areas struggle to get the regular jobs. This is owing to massive unemployment across all sectors of the economy. Unemployment is a huge that the bargaining power of the workers is significantly reduced. On the other hand, bargaining power of the employers is very high. Next, we move on to the topic of informalization. This employment are classified as a formal sector employment and informal sector employment. What is the formal sector? The formal sector refers to organized sector of the economy. It includes all government departments, public enterprises and private establishments which hire 10 or more workers. Those workers is the organized sector called formal workers, and informal sectors refers to the unorganized sector of the economy. It includes all such private enterprises which hire less than 10 workers, beside farming and self-employment ventures. Those working in the unorganized sector are called informal workers. Next, workers in the formal sector are entitled to social security benefits such as provident funds, gratuity pension, while the workers in the informal sectors are not. Now, this is the difference between a formal and the informal sectors, or we can tell between the organized or the unorganized sectors. More differences are there. Let us discuss one by one. While economic interest of the workers in the formal sector is protected through various labor laws, there are hardly any protective laws for the informal sectors other than the Minimum Wage Act. Next point, to protect their economic interest, workers in the formal sector can form trade unions. No such union exists in the informal sector. In the informal sectors, workers are highly vulnerable to uncertainties of the market. They are hired when the market sentiments are good and are fired when there is the economic slowdown. Next topic, we can tell informalization of the workforce in India. What is the meaning of it? Informalization of the workforce is defined as a situation when the percentage of the workforce in the formal sector tends to decline and that in the case of the informal sector it tends to rise. Evolution in the accordance with the socialist pattern of the society, formal sector employment should have risen and informal sector employment have declined over time. Alas, just the opposite has happened in the Indian economy, and it has happened not accidentally but as a consequence of the strategy of the development since 1991. What are the major causes of this? A series of economic reforms were launched in 1991 with liberalization, privatization, and globalization. These all the videos I have uploaded earlier, so please go through the videos of liberalization, privatization, globalization. You can able to understand each and every meanings of it. Consequently, there is a significant transformation from the controlled economy to market economy. In the process of transformation, there has been a significant drift towards the informalization of workers. Market economy and informalization of the worker perhaps are strongly correlated to each other. Informalization is driven by the forces of supply and demand in the labor market. Now, here out of 30 million formal sector workers, only 6 million, that is 20%, are women. In the informal sector, 70% of the workforce are male and 30% of the workforce are women, female. Now, let us give some examples of the formal sector workers and the informal sector's worker. Formal sector workers are a nurse at the private hospital which has staff of 25 peoples, civil engineer employed at a construction company having 10 workers, a police constable. These are all the formal sector workers. Now, informal sector workers example let me give. Rickshaw puller, the owner of a textile shop employing 9 people. Now let us discuss with the next topic, that is unemployment. Now what is unemployment? Unemployment is a situation when the people are willing to work at the existing wage rate but they are unable to work because they are not getting any job. It should be also noted that such people are willing to work at the existing wage rate but not considered as unemployed. Now there are different types of unemployment. First is disguised unemployment and seasonal unemployment. Let us discuss with the disguised unemployment. Now disguised unemployment occurs when the number of workers engaged in the job is much more than actually required to accomplish. For example, we can tell if 2 persons are required to cultivate a farm measuring 1 hectare but actually 5 people are engaged there, the 3 persons are disguisedly unemployed. Disguised unemployment is basically you find in the Indian agriculture. Now 3 principal causes of this disguised unemployment. First is that on the account of the joint family system, farming families continue to work on the family land no matter the actual number of workers far exceed than the requirement. Per person holding the size continue to shrink with the expansion of the family size. So there is a greater possibility of disguised unemployment. Next is the lack of opportunities outside the agriculture compels the people to work on family farms. So it further increases the possibility of disguised unemployment. Next we discuss what is seasonal unemployment. This is another kind of unemployment. It occurs because agriculture is a seasonal occupation. During the off season, often the farmer workers are out of the jobs, they do not have any work to do. The volume of seasonal unemployment depends upon the conditions and methods of cultivation of different states. It is estimated that the farmers can grow 1 crop in a year, usually remain unemployed for 5 to 7 months. In the rural areas beside agriculture, there are many other seasonal activities like sugarcane crushing, brick kilns, etc. People who are engaged in these activities remain occupied for few months in the year. Rest of the period they remain unemployed. Now what are the causes of unemployment? Now before that, one more thing I want to discuss with you, that full employment does not mean zero unemployment. No, full employment does not mean situation of zero unemployment. In an economy, there are always some natural rate of unemployment, which is a minimum rate of unemployment caused by the structural changes. Now, here the structural changes means refer to the primary to change in the technology or in the pattern of demand in the system of this production. So, next we discuss what are the causes of unemployment. The first is slow economic growth. The economic growth in terms of annual increase in GDP is too slow to absorb the expanding supply of labor, hence rising unemployment. Next, rapid growth of population. Constantly rising population has been a grave problem in India. Then agriculture, which is a seasonal occupation. Agriculture is underdeveloped in India and so offers seasonal employment. This is a primary occupation of our country and a large size of population depends on it. But it is seasonal in character. Therefore, it does not provide stable jobs to the farmer throughout the year. The farmers often find no opportunities to work for 3 to 4 months in a year. The size of the disguisedly unemployed is estimated to nearly 15% of the total working population in the agriculture. Then, lack of irrigation facilities. Despite of decades of planning, irrigation facilities continue to be very low. Only 44% of the agricultural area. It means this irrigation covers only 44% of the agricultural area. Next, joint family system. It encourages disguised unemployment. In joint families, there is a high tendency to survive on joint income without any work. Decay of cottage and small scale industry. This is also another example or another reasons for this unemployment. During the British regime has been given a blow to this potential of the self-employment in India. Emergence of the large industries in the place of the small industries after independence has failed to yield employment opportunities to the desired extent. Next is low savings and investment. There is a scarcity of the capital and even scarce capital has not been optimally used to eradicate unemployment. Bulk of capital has been invested in the large scale industries while there is a high capital per unit of the labor. Employment of the labor per unit of capital remains significantly low. Next is limited mobility of the labor. Mobility of the labor in India is very low. Owing to a variety of family as well as the social constraint, people are reluctant, we can say unwilling to move to far off areas even when the jobs are available. So, in fact, we can say that unemployment is assuming monstrous proportion and is an engaging threat to the social harmony in the country.